Good morning, Crossbridge family. It is Wednesday morning and it is time for your s.o.a.p update. We have kicked off another season in the Old Testament, and this time we're going into 1 Kings. You remember we left off our story with King David, and he was coming near the end of his life in 2 Samuel, and we find in the beginning of 1 Kings that there's this brand new king on the scene today, and his name is King Solomon, and King Solomon is King David's son. And what's great is Solomon is this, type of character that a lot of us, if you're familiar with the Bible, have heard about, but it's kind of interesting to read his story because this will be the last solo king of all of Israel. And what's great about Solomon is he has the moment where he begins to ask God, like, what am I supposed to do? How do I do this? And when you look at chapter 3, there's this moment where God's like, all right, Solomon, what do you want? What are you looking at? Like, what could I do for you right now? And Solomon, when you look at this, in verse 9 says, oh, I love it. In verse 7, he's like, I'm like a little child who doesn't know his way around. Here I am in the midst of your own chosen people, a nation so great and numerous they cannot be counted. He knows that he's overseeing something huge. And he says, give me an understanding heart so that I can govern your people well. And the Lord was pleased in verse 10 that Solomon asked for wisdom. And so God replied, because you have asked for wisdom in governing my people with justice, and haven't asked for long life, wealth, or death for your enemies, I'm going to give you what you asked for. I will give you a wise and understanding heart. And I don't know about you, but I needed to remember that this morning. That sometimes it's so easy to go to God with these requests for big things, these requests for, can you do that? Can you do this? When the truth is, here's a king who's meeting with God. He says, I recognize that there's a lot more that I don't know than I do know. And so at this point, God, would you help me know what I don't know? Help me rule with justice. We're going to see how that plays out, because in this moment, God grants Solomon his prayer. He gives him wisdom far beyond what anyone who's ever lived before has ever had. And I think it's really important for us today, Crossbridge, before we begin to pray for things to shift this way or that, but to stop internally and say, God, would you give me wisdom? Give me a discerning heart to understand what's happening so that I could be a part of your justice. Crossbridge, I love you. I miss you, and I can't wait to see you. God bless.